Hey everyone, hopefully a short video today. This is the upper taillight section from my 2001 Volvo V70, and you can maybe see inside it's full of moisture, and that's because before I got this car, so I got it like this, the lens is cracked and water comes in, and the problem with that is that it corroded this bottom light fixture, which is the brake light bulb. And so how this works is that the power comes into here, and then you've got power and ground for the turn signal bulb. Bulb needs to be replaced because the color is coming off of it. And then you've got the power and the ground for the bulb here, which is just picks up on these little contacts here and here, and it picks it up there and there when you sort of twist it in. However, the only fix for this really is to replace the tail light housing, but until then I still need a working brake light. So because this metal here is I think this one's power and this one's ground, but it doesn't really matter which is which. A bulb is non-polarized. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to just solder a wire onto this, and then solder it onto this socket here, and then it'll be unremovable, like it'll be tethered at all times, but at the very least I'll have my brake light bulb. So let's see if this is going to work. No guarantees, obviously. First things first, I'm going to try to put all the chances on my side. This is not going to be an easy operation. So I'm going to start by pre-tinning this piece of wire. I do know you're probably out of focus for this, but you're just going to have to deal with it. The iron is also super hot. I'm have it at 440 degrees Celsius, and so that is extremely hot. But the reason is it doesn't have a lot of thermal mass, my iron that is, and so I need to compensate by heating it up a lot hotter. So I'm going to pre-tin this wire. Oh, whoop. Some solder actually went in there. Oh well, not a big deal. Alright, now I'm going to see if I can get some solder to stick onto the metal here. No idea what material this is. It's definitely not copper. But I'm going to try to get a little bit to stick. Might need to scuff it up with... I'm melting some plastic a little bit. Might need to scuff it up with some sandpaper to give it some surface area. Also might just need to put some flux down. And also it's going to be a pain in the butt because it is quite the thermal mass. Oh, I think I got some to stick. There we go. Alright, let's see if I can get some fresh stuff with some flux in. Yeah, it looks like it. Oh, maybe not. I think the flux just picked it all up. No, it doesn't look like it's sticking. Might need a whole lot of heat, or it might just not accept solder at all. That is entirely a possibility. Alright, let's try to scuff this up a bit. Alright, scuffed it up with a diamond file. It's possible this has a plating on it, not allowing it to accept solder. Or it's possible it's just that it can't be done. Who knows? At this point, I need a new taillight anyways, and until I can get to the scrapyard to find one, I still need brake lights. Oh, I think it's stuck. I think it is actually sticking. Alright, let's get the wire soldered on then. Let's give that a chance to cool, and then, oh, I pulled it off a little bit too early. I want to give it a chance to cool, and then once it's cooled down, we're going to give it a little tug test, make sure it doesn't fly off on me. It should be cooled down a bit. Just going to give it a quick tug. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. Good. Alright, so next thing to do is to solder onto this. And so if I pull this out and check, my poor soldering iron, like 440 is too hot for it. That's okay. So let me focus you up. So I'm going to try to keep you in focus here, but this contact here has this little pin that I just couldn't help but to push in. So you just push it inwards like that. And then I should be able to pull this out. Yes, it comes out of the case. Ah, there we go. So that is actually the contact here for the bottom of the bulb here. And it seems like this socket actually has holes in the bottom. You can see right through there. And so I think I'm going to solder this probably on the top here, on the top surface here, and then run the wire out. So I'm gonna have to run the wire through this, you know, something like, I don't actually know, hang on, I gotta figure out how to place this. So like this, and then spin. So I think this hole will do just nicely. So run that through there, and then strip some insulation off of this. Not a lot. Like that. Hopefully I'm in focus. It's very difficult to figure out the focus on these kinds of jobs. And then I'm going to tin the wire. My soldering iron is not comfortable at these temperatures. If you have a recommendation for a high temperature, high thermal mass soldering iron, let me know. I am in the market for one of those. Alright, so am I still in focus? Can't tell. Am I in focus there? Doing my best impression of Big Clive here, but obviously he's way better at this than I am. There we go. Alright, so that looks properly tinned. Maybe one little hair extra. And then now we just need to maybe clean up the top of this. Although this contact should be okay for soldering, I would think. But just clean up the top of this a little bit. And then we need to hold it with something. I don't know if you can see that. We need to hold it with something and then solder it. I might do that off camera because it might be a little difficult. Alright, got that soldered on there. It actually was pretty simple. Hopefully I'm on the right focus plane here. I'm really looking for a different camera solution where I can see a little bit better. Oh, of course I soldered that backwards. What was I thinking? Alright, let me desolder it and resolder it. Alright, attempt number 2. Let's see if we can slide this in now. At least it's facing the right direction. And this doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to, you know, work. Let's see if I can get that in. It's going to be a little harder to get in now with the wire kind of in the way. But again, the contacts here aren't actually touching the sides anymore, or they're not expected to, at least. Where's the focus? Somewhere around here. So it really doesn't matter how well it's placed. Actually, I'm going to try to put the bulb in to try to shove it in. And then once the bulb is all the way in, yeah, that's all that matters there. So that's in. And now we should be able to install this, sort of like that. Perfect. And now I'm going to get some leads and we're going to test this to make sure it works. Alright, I've got 14 volts on these test leads and 4 amp limit. I'm just going to touch these two plates. And, oh, there we go. Got a connection there. So yeah, just showing you what I'm going to do, and I'm going to turn this over so you can see it. So there you go. And now I'm going to try to hook this up in a way that it'll light while doing it blindly. There we go. It works. Just got to get it exactly on the right spot there. But yeah, it does work. I'll try to get it again. There we go. Should be able to see that. There we go. Now you can see it. So that works. That is pulling 2.2 amps. So that functions perfectly fine. And that means I'm good to reinstall this on the car. So yeah, just a short little video for you. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do. This housing is done for. It needs to be replaced. So I just did a temporary fix to get me around, and yeah, if this lasts a couple weeks, that's all I really expect out of it. Thanks for watching.